Hello and welcome to this After Effects certification preparation series of videos. I'm Luisa Winters. In this video, I want to cover Objective 4.4b, which is to change the speed of a video clip. So we're going to talk about time remapping, time stretching, creating freeze frames, all of that good stuff. So let's get to it. In After Effects, go ahead and open the composition named time remapping. So compositions, time remapping, and there you go. All we have is this one clip of the city reveal, right? It's just a drone shot that I did in New Jersey, and there you have it. So the first thing is just stretch. Listen, if you want this to play quicker, make sure that you're showing the stretch column and, make it shorter. And now if you play it, yeah, it's going faster. It's going faster. If you want it to go slower, then go the other way. This is now going to be, ridiculously slow. I'm just going to undo both of them and go back to 100%. So stretch, easy peasy. Now, let's just say that I want to create a freeze frame right there. Layer, time, freeze frame, done. So it's just going to freeze the entire layer. Oh, I don't want it to freeze the entire layer. Well, you can do other things, but freeze frame does that. By the way, and let me revert to that. So undo, Control Z, Command Z on the Mac, redo, Shift, Control Z, Shift, Command Z if you are on the Mac. So undo, redo, and you could go to edit, undo, and redo, but quite frankly, yeah, the shortcuts are so easy and they work in every single program, right? Because those are operating system shortcuts. Anyway, do you see the shape of this keyframe? See how it's square? It means there is no interpolation. It means that first it was a different one and now it's this one. And it's doing it with time remapping. That is how it's freezing the frame. It's using time remapping. So if you really want to freeze a frame, I wouldn't do it like this. I wouldn't do it with layer, time, and then freeze frame. I wouldn't do that. If I want to freeze the last frame, I guess I would do that. I could do it with that. But in the meantime, let's just do this differently. So right now, let's go ahead and get rid of time remapping so that, this is good. And let's discuss time remapping. Right-click, time, enable time remapping. All right? Oh, by the way, time reverse the layer, piece of cake, right? Now it goes backwards. Woo! Time reverse. And it's the same. Layer, time reverse. You could also time stretch it. This is kind of the same as stretching it here in the timeline. So, right, same difference. So anyway, I'm going to undo that time reverse so that it goes straight. There you go. So layer, time, enable time remapping. And then you see the time remapping in the timeline with already two keyframes. Notice that there are timecode numbers here. Timecode numbers here. These timecode numbers agree with the timecode numbers of the clip. To make this easier, let me create, actually do it with me. Let's create a new composition with the city reveal. So drag it to the new comp icon at the bottom of the project panel. And now do you see how the beginning of the composition has the same timecode number as the beginning of the clip? Right-click the clip, time, enable time remapping, and now you're going to see that you see the same timecode numbers here in the composition and here in the time remap. And you're going to see the same timecode numbers everywhere. Here's where the fun part begins. You don't have to. You don't have to. Say you want a freeze frame between the beginning and 5 seconds. Easy. You don't even have to calculate. So click here, plus 500, boom, it moves the playhead. You can add the keyframe right there, but I'm not just going to add it. Well, yeah, why not? You can copy the values. Do you see how this value here is like 454? Copy it. And this one here is like 459. Paste. This is now a freeze frame. 454. There you go. Oh, it's not working. Copy, paste. Huh, it's not working copying the value. So, you know, my After Effects is misbehaving, but I can copy the keyframe. Okay, so let's do it differently. So from the beginning, hey, you know what? Sometimes stuff happens and you just have to go a different way. +5, 500. There you go. Copy the keyframe. Click on the keyframe and copy it. Control C. And then the playhead is already where you need it to be. Pasted. Control V. Well, select the layer. And now that's a freeze frame in between the two because they have the same timecode number. So the timecode number is not moving between these two keyframes. It's a freeze frame. And that's how I would do a freeze frame because then it continues. Now, between here and here is going faster because now I have a shorter amount of time to go from this timecode number to the end timecode number, and the end timecode number agrees with what I have in the composition. But now this is going faster, all right? Now, if I delete that and I want for my clip to play backwards, I can just exchange the two keyframes, right? And there you go. Now my clip plays backwards. But it all has to do with these keyframes. See it? So the keyframes by default agree with the time code of the clip, but they don't have to. So say here, at this point in time, I want to freeze frame that clip. Keyframe it, move in time. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to copy the keyframe, copy, and I'm going to paste it right here. That's a freeze frame in between those two. And that's how you use time remapping. Alrighty, so keeping on going, you can absolutely change the speed of a clip, not just by using the time stretch. And by the way, see how we don't see it in here? Right click, column, go to stretch, and now you see it, right? So I'm going to delete the time remap because, you know, we don't need it. So I can change this to go slower by increasing the percentage numbers, to go faster by decreasing, right? So let me just, let me take it to, I don't know, 32%. So now it goes like 3 times faster, right? And that's pretty cool. I can also do that using time remapping. So I'm going to type 100 here again. Right-click the clip, go to time, enable time remapping, and the beginning and the end have the timecode numbers that agree with the clip. All I have to do is move this one here, and now it's going faster, and then it's going to end with a freeze frame. Boom. Making sense? So time remapping really becomes a way for you to time everything exactly the way that you want to time it. Say I want to use another clip. I'm going to use the pan hot springs, right? And I'm going to enable the time remapping. So layer, time, enable time remapping. And I want, say, for this frame exactly, to go with music, and I'm going to go to, say, winter, right? I'm going to play this. And maybe there, exactly there, right? So I can put a marker. We already know that we can add markers by dragging them from here. I'm going to put a marker in the timeline right there. I could have added a marker in the layer. I could go layer, marker, add marker. So either way, right? We did that in an earlier movie, but it doesn't matter. Say I want for this frame to go there. Well, I have time remapping, so I'm going to click keyframe that, and now I can move that. As I press the Shift key, it snaps to the marker and I got it. That frame goes exactly where I want it. Did it need to change the timing of the other clip, of the other frames? Yeah, of course it did. If you wanted to change less, then keyframe it differently, right? So you can, instead of keyframing it there, I could keyframe it, say, right here. And now this is like normal speed. And now say I want this frame to be exactly where I put the marker, keyframe that, and then move only that. And now, yes, it goes a little bit faster in between these two, but at least it didn't change the timing of the entire clip. So you are in charge on how everything interpolates. Everything. How the speed changes happen, all of those things. So you are in charge of that. All right, so I think that was it for time remapping. Just remember to keyframe and move the keyframes as you need it. And don't forget the menus. So layer, time, you can time reverse, time stretch, freeze frame, and freeze on the last frame. Don't forget these things in case there are questions about it. I would always go to layer, time, and see if you can do something a little bit easier than using time remapping. But if you need to use time remapping, you can enable it, and now you know how it works. All right? So this brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.